She stood in my kitchen, holding her phone like it was a trophy. Her voice didn't shake when she said it. I'm engaged to someone else. We've been seeing each other for months. She smiled like it was supposed to hurt me. I didn't flinch. I just nodded. Congratulations to you both. Her grin faltered when I said it. Maybe she expected shouting, maybe begging. Instead, I reached for my phone, made one call, and told the police I needed a tenant escorted off my property. By the time they arrived that evening, her clothes were packed in black bags by the door. She screamed, cried, cursed, but I stayed silent. That silence unnerved her more than any word could. We met 3 years ago, a chance encounter at a charity gala. She was laughter in heels, all warmth and sparkle. I was the calm one, drawn in by her chaos. She said I made her feel safe. That word used to mean something to me. I built a life around her comfort. The house, the car, the business trips rescheduled so she wouldn't feel alone. We were supposed to be a team. At least, that's what she said whenever she needed something. I remember late nights on the couch, her head on my shoulder, whispering that she couldn't imagine life without me. Turns out, she already had. It started small, a shift in tone, fewer goodnight texts when I traveled, a new perfume that wasn't hers, or wasn't meant for me. Then, one night, she forgot to log out of her laptop. The message thread was open. His name? Ethan. Her words? He's out of town again. I wish you were here instead. A dozen screenshots later, I closed the lid. My pulse didn't race, my hands didn't shake, something inside me just froze. That's when I stopped being her partner. I became her observer. For 3 weeks, I watched. I installed security cameras in the house under the guise of home upgrades. I tracked her calls, her spending, her movements. Every lie she told became a data point in my quiet archive. I met with my lawyer, a quiet woman with a sharp tongue, and moved the house deed, the accounts, even the utilities under my name exclusively. All legal, all tidy. Then I changed her status on the lease from partner to guest occupant, a technicality most people wouldn't notice, but I made sure it was notarized. Meanwhile, she kept sneaking out, coming home late with excuses too lazy to even be lies. I said nothing. Not until she made the mistake of announcing her engagement while still living in my house. That was her last mistake. When I said congratulations, she blinked, confused by the calm in my voice. That calm was my victory. I walked into my study, called the police, and explained that a non-tenant occupant was refusing to leave my property. They said they'd send a unit within the hour. While waiting, I changed every code: door, gate, Wi-Fi, alarm system. I even disabled her access to the smart thermostat. The house no longer recognized her voice. She tried to apologize halfway through packing. Tears, trembling hands, the whole performance. You can't just throw me out like this. I can, I said, and I already did. When the officers arrived, they treated it like routine. She looked at me one last time, pure disbelief in her eyes. Who does this to someone they love? Someone who finally stopped pretending, I replied. By midnight, she was gone. 2 days later, her fiancé showed up. Expensive car, cheap confidence. He banged on the gate, yelling her name. When I answered, he pointed a finger at me. She told me you locked her out. You can't do that. She lives here. I almost laughed. Not anymore. She has rights, he barked. She had privileges, I corrected, and she forfeited them. He demanded proof, so I handed him a manila envelope, her printed texts, time-stamped, cross-referenced with my travel receipts. His face drained as he read. She told me you were abusive, he muttered. She tells stories, I said. That one just cost her everything. He looked at me, then at the gate, then got in his car and left without another word. Later, I found out he ended the engagement that same night. Apparently, betrayal is less attractive when documented. The house was quiet again. For weeks, I walked through it like I was rediscovering my own life. No lies, no tension, no ghost of perfume lingering in the hall. People think revenge is loud, shouts, chaos, confrontation. It's not. It's silent. It's the click of a lock that doesn't open for them anymore. She tried calling, dozens of times. I never answered. Eventually, the call stopped. Now sometimes I stand at the window where she once stood, morning light spilling through the same glass. The difference is peace. I don't hate her anymore. I don't love her either. She became a story, a lesson in what happens when you mistake kindness for weakness. She announced her engagement. I announced her eviction. And in the space between those two announcements, I found freedom.